Hey guys, what's up? So today we're doing the HO scale fleet update. This is pretty much going to be like the 1 to 53rd scale update where it's different seats with different buses. I was wanting to do something to where I could set them up, but with as many buses and stuff that I've got, I didn't want to have to get, because I was probably going to have to buy like a table to make a setup on, so I figured I'd just try it out on the bus. So the first bus I'm going to show you is actually a blank bus. It's modeled after a brand new Laidlaw bus, so the ID tag is obviously blank. It doesn't have a number, it just says Laidlaw on the side in the italicized font, and then stop. So basically just a brand new bus that would have been a Laidlaw bus. Obviously it doesn't have the school bus charter signs, but it still looks pretty good. I know I was pretty happy with it. And then the other thing I'm going to show you is, and most of you have seen this, it's this guy right here. So this is a yellow roof that I've got that actually has a factory error where the warning lights on the back are not actually painted, so it kind of looks like a California and or New York spec bus. So I've left it carded since that's a factory error, and I thought it was pretty cool. But I thought you guys would like to see it. So now we're going to move on to the actual fleet. I'm going to try to show you every single bus, but we'll see what happens. So the first bus we've got is Bus 1. It's modeled after Lebanon's Bus 1. Only exception is it's not a lift bus. So you can see it's a yellow roof. We've got Bus 4, which is a new addition since the last video. Bus 4 actually would have had black wheels originally, but whoever had that particular model before me glued the front axles in place, so I kind of had to replace the bottom, and I'll show you where that actually is when we get to it. The next bus is 045, which you guys have seen that, but it's actually got a rooftop number, only HO scale bus to have that. The next bus is 7. There is technically a 6, but it's not a school bus, it's a van, and I will show you guys that when we get to it. So there's 7, which is just a standard Bluebird County School District Herpa with the green seats. Then we've got Bus 8, which is just like 7. You can see the IDs actually kind of match. They're supposed to be sister buses. Bus 9 is an FS65. You've got the ID there. I actually have 2 FS65s this time around. They're not the same as the one I had last year, because a lot of these HO scale buses I sold off when I thought I was going to have to buy 50. So, definitely new. It does not have a stop sign. I know I gave the last one that had a stop sign, but I don't have any extra stop signs to give, so that's where we're at. Now, Bus 10 here is actually pretty interesting, so we'll bring it out. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but they make a little train bus to ride on the rails. And this is what that is. It's pretty much a generic Ford B-Series with what mostly looks like a Wayne body, but it also has some characteristics of a Carpenter with the roof caps, and possibly a Thomas with the rear door, the way that's shaped. But this is definitely an interesting little bus. It doesn't have an interior, but still very interesting. It looks different. It's got the ID number 10, no stop sign. It just says stop because I couldn't fit in state law. And we've got the ID and then the number 10. The next 2 buses are sisters, so we'll just show them at the same time. We've got 11 and 12. So 11 and 12, like I said, same exact buses, sisters there. Most of these buses either say stop or stop state law. With some of the Herpas, I've made them say just stop, so it looks like they've had body work. Moving on, we've got 13. Now 13 is another FS65. It's a sister bus to the other one, so that's pretty cool. Then we've got 14, which 14 actually has the bigger, or the newer, I should say, Promotex wheels. So it's still a Herpa, but it's got the newer version of the wheels. It doesn't have the older style wheels on it. The next 2 buses are 15 and 16. Now 16 I did not have the last video. 16 is modeled after Lebanon's old 16 when it was brand new. So both 15 and 16 here are modeled after 50 and 16 when they were new. They've got their original IDs, I think. Yeah. But they've got their original IDs. You can see there 168, 53. Then on 15, you've got 16854, which was 50s. The next bus is 17, which is not necessarily modeled after anything. It's just a bus in the fleet. The next one is 18, which is modeled after Lebanon's 18. You guys know that. It's been in the last two HO scale fleet videos. The next two buses, we've got 19 and 20. So 19 is actually a white roof Herpa, as you can see. 20 is a county school district number 4 bus with the green seats. 21 is definitely an interesting little bus. I'll show you guys. So 21 has painted black wheels, and I also gave it a second stop sign, so it's got 2 stop signs instead of 1, so it looks a little interesting in the fleet. The next 2 buses we've got here are 22 and 23. Again, they're the county school district number 4 Herpa birds with green seats, so they're both identical, they just have different numbers. Next to 24 and 25, they are both white roof CEs, like the original, not the Walthers remakes. And then the last bus on this side is 27, which is, I believe, another county school district. Yeah, so it's a county school district number 4, and it would be sister buses with 7, 8, 20, 22, and 23. Alright, so the next side, continuing, we've got 28 and 29, which are both modeled after Lebanon's 28 and 29. The only difference with some of these CEs that are modeling some of Lebanon's buses is that they're not all 2004 model year looking CEs like these yellow roofs are. A lot of them are older, like 28 would have the International logo, and 29 has actually got a blank body with a black diamond. But it works modeling wise for me, so that's what we got. Next bus we have is 30. It's actually a blank Herpa. It's got Lebanon City Schools on it. Not actually modeled after a real bus. I just tend to put Lebanon City Schools on anything that is blank. The next bus is 31. Now 31 actually has one of my made up transportation companies on it. You'll see here it says Renegade Transit. That's one of the branch companies of ATA, American Transportation Affiliates. You guys have heard ATS, American Transportation Service. So Renegade Transit is basically within that, you know, family of transit companies, and it's got 31 under the second window instead of the first, so that's a little different. And we got the ID number, which is 15681. Next bus we got there is 32, which is a Herpa bird. I don't think... Okay, so 32 actually is also another blank Herpa bird. You can see Lebanon City Schools is actually bold instead of a regular font. And it's kind of pushed back farther than I normally have it. It's just these small kind of things, small details that I put on these buses just to make them a little different from each other so they're not all the same. So you can see it says Stop State Law. Next 2 buses we've got are 34 and 37. 34 and 37 are obviously based off of real life Lebanon buses. 34 would be a 2002, so again, it doesn't actually have the IC logos. You'll notice that it has the international badge on the hood, so that's kind of realistic for 34 since it actually has that. Now 37 is a blank body with a black diamond emblem instead of an IC logo, and you'll notice that some of these have their IDs in the center versus on the side. I've tried to model the Lebanon buses as close as I can to the real ones. You'll notice that they both have hood numbers like the real buses do. Alright, so next 2 buses, we've got 40 and 41. Now 40 is modeled after Lebanon's bus 40. Yes, the numbers on the hood are actually stacked like that. We actually had another bus like that, bus 39, but it's actually gone now, so I don't know why they stacked the hood numbers like that. My guess is to cover a shadow of the previous number, which was probably also stacked. 41 is not actually modeled after a real bus. I did kind of give it the last 2 digits, well actually the last 3 digits of Lebanon's 41, which was 81085, but this one is 55085 instead. 41 is also got Lebanon City Schools on it, it's a blank one. Let's see, we've got 42, which I think, yeah, so it's just a unified school district bus. I did 42 as a Bluebird since our actual 42 is no longer in the fleet. So, yeah, so there's 42. Then we've got 43, which is actually modeled after Lebanon's bus 43. The next two are 45 and 46. They actually have ATA Inc., War & Co. on them, so American Transportation Affiliates. You'll notice on 46, it actually is missing its stop sign. The stop sign that came with 46 actually broke on me, and I don't have any extra stop signs to put on it. So for now, it doesn't have a stop sign, but eventually it will get a stop sign again. Next bus we got here is 47. So again, it's a situation where it kind of is modeled after a bus, but also it's not. 47, like our old 47 was a 3800. This is an S series, so I kind of did that to pay homage to old 47. I don't know. So its ID number is 54524, which is for the AT 545 and bus 24. The bus next to it is 49, which is actually a variation of the Herpa. It's got Scott Bus Lines Limited on it. There's a little pennant there, which you guys have seen that I had it last year. The next bus is 50. You guys have all seen little 50. I've had it for quite a while. The next one is 51, which has also got a variation on the side that's not very common. Then we've got 55, which I think, yeah, just a county school district bus. It's not blank or anything. The next one is 61, but 61 is actually modeled from when 61 was brand new. So it has its first ID, which is 11269, which makes it a 2001. Let's see, next bus we've got is 66, which is not modeled after any real bus, but it's there. You guys have seen it, I've had it. We've got 69 and then 70, which 70 is actually a blank white roof that I put Lebanon City Schools on. You guys have seen it. And then these two first gens right here, we've got 71 and 72. I did not have 71 last year. I think the last bus update, 71, would have been a Bluebird S Series, and I actually sold it, so now this is 71. 72, I'm pretty sure I had it. Next bus we got is 78, which is a normal white roof Herpa Bird that I happen to give a black hood to. It actually doesn't look too bad. Let's see, then we've got 79, which is modeled after Lebanon 79. 81, which is actually also modeled after a Lebanon bus. And then 84, which is also modeled after another Lebanon bus. Now we do have a few more here that I had to kind of keep out of the view of the camera. This one's 281, which was modeled after what is now 37 when we would have gotten it. I'm not really sure how that all worked out. I'm assuming we got it from another district. I don't think we had it brand new. But you can see the original ID on there, which I believe it's 15411. So, yeah, 281. I remember seeing 281 when it was numbered 281. But you guys have seen 281. I've had it. Next bus we got here is 181, which was a bus that I rode. It's now 34. But you guys have seen this one, so... and it also has the numbering under the stop sign, which was kind of different. Then we've got 91, which you guys have seen it, but still going to show it. So, yeah, little 91. And then we've got little 171, which 171 is now 28. But, again, got the original ID on there. 171 and 181 would have been sister buses, so, well, they're still sister buses, but yeah. So, yeah, that's little 171. We're going to go ahead and move on to the activity/out-of-service buses. Alright, so we've moved on to the kind of activity buses and out-of-service buses. So, first we're going to go ahead and look at the different versions of the Herpa that I've got. So here's the U.S. Army bus. We've got the Helping Hands bus, Search and Rescue bus, and then the Maintenance of Way bus that's in gray. Now this right here is 59. It would have normally been with the other school buses, but I just removed it from service. And before anyone says anything, those are just labels with the marker on it. It's not actually on the bus. And then over here we've got the little Trident Chevy van, which was bus number 3. It's also out of service. Then we've got the Hippie Herpa, which actually says peace and love on the roof. But there's the other side of it. Then we've got the Good Shepherd Church bus. There's the other side of it. Then over here we've got the Camp Wobogan Bluebird, so camp bus, and then we've got the prison bus. We've got a CE that is painted blue, the CE that's a work bus, the CE that is my like test modification bus. Then we've got the old 24, which has been out of service for a while. This is actually the chassis that has the, because I had to switch out chassis, that has the front axle glued down, so now it's on there. Got the newer Herpa Promotex, which was smashed up. Adam had actually bought it, and then he sent it to me because he knew I could use it as a junk bus. But basically, he bought it on eBay, and then they put it in a bubble mailer, and that happened to it. So, long story short, you don't put delicate things in a bubble mailer. There's the old 30, which I totally forgot to grab the hood, but you guys have seen it. And then there's 59 again. So those are the out-of-service / activity buses and the different variations of the Herpas. Next, we're going to look at the trucks and the cars that I've got in the HO scale lineup. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you are these U-Haul trucks. I've actually got two S-Series U-Haul trucks. We'll look at this one though. So this is the Herpa version. It's obviously got the S-Series front on it, as you can see, and the back door actually will open, so I'll show you. It'll go all the way up, and then you can actually pull it down, if it'll work for me, like that. So that's a pretty cool feature that they put on that. There's actually one of these, you can't, I don't think you can see it from where we're sitting. No, you can't. But there's actually one of these at the storage lot, like the real version of it. This truck right here. So that's pretty cool. If I remember, I'll get a short clip when I'm leaving. So this is the New York version. The other one I have is the Florida version. I'm not sure if they did all 50 states in the Herpa lineup or not, but that's pretty cool. The other one I have is made by a company called IHC. I kid you not, that's who makes this model. It's got the 4000 series truck cab on it. The wheels on this one aren't as good as the Herpa. They don't roll as freely. This one is Pennsylvania. The door on this one does not actually open, but it's still pretty cool. So overall, these trucks don't look too bad together, but yeah. So moving on, we're going to look at the cars. I don't know if I had these the last HO scale update. I don't think I did. But I've got two Ford Tauruses here, so probably about a 98. This one's in silver. We've got this one that's like a maroon color, and then we've got this black Mercedes-Benz, which you guys have seen it. Then we've got the Ford Thunderbird convertible. Here's a Chevy Caprice. This police car and a few other ones are actually new to my HO scale collection, so you can see there it says police. And then I've also got a civilian version, which this one's been around for a while in my collection. I actually just turned all the wheels around so you can see the white walls on the other side. I think it looks better that way. And then we've got the taxi cab, which is also new to the collection. Originally, I was going to try to turn this into a school transportation car, but the decals, or the lettering, I guess, on the side is actually burned into the plastic when they make this, so it's kind of hard to get out without sanding it off. And I just really don't feel like getting that small with it, so it's just going to stay a taxi cab. Next one we have is another Caprice police car. I think this one might be DUI enforcement, yeah. And this one actually has a push bar, as you can see. The next one is the van I was talking about. So this is what's numbered 6 in the fleet. You can see it says ATS on it and 6. So this little Chrysler Voyager is supposed to be a taxi, but I thought with the color kind of being an off yellow that it wouldn't look too bad as a school transportation van, and the little sign up there doesn't say taxi, so it definitely kind of looks like one. So that's pretty cool. I've been wanting to get one of these in my HO scale fleet for a while, and I finally was able to get one. Usually these actually go for a good chunk of change. Next one we've got is a Plymouth Fury police car. So this one's an older Plymouth Fury. It's got the German Shepherd there on the side because it's a K9 unit. This car actually looks pretty good with the Herpa Bluebird. And then we've got the Ohio State Highway Patrol Crown Vic, which I'm pretty sure I had this in my last video. But definitely it's got the old Ohio Highway Patrol livery on it. which I happen to like this better than what they've got now. Now it's just a bunch of silver Chargers. But anyways, that's the Crown Vic. We've got this Cadillac hearse taxi, which is pretty interesting. I don't know if they actually use these like this in real life, but this one's got it, so definitely an oddball. You guys have seen it before. Moving on from the cars, we've got trucks. So this is my International, you can see it's a Workstar Seagrave fire truck. Definitely an interesting truck, Seagrave. This one I really like, and I just wanted to have one in the fleet. You can see it says Seagrave. Definitely a very well done model. They also did this in the GMC Top Kick truck that Bali did there, but I prefer this one since it's an International. We've got the Durastar dump truck. It's got a dump on there. You can see it's numbered 106, so definitely very nice. Then we've got the International box truck, so it's just a black Durastar with the box that says International. The doors don't open up at all, but there's the other side. It says International. Got the Durastar tow truck. You guys have seen that. I've had it for a while. This one's new. It's a green 4000 series dump truck with a, doesn't have a crew cab like the Durastar, but definitely an interesting little truck. It came in a lot that I bought, so that's why I've got it. Next one is this Workstar. Now this was originally an electrical truck with a boom. But I had decided to take the boom off and actually just turn it into a service truck for the buses to carry parts and stuff like that. You guys can see it's got a number. Next truck we've got is this Peterbilt Semi. You can see it says ATS on it, and I think it's 120 is the number. But it's got a nice trailer to put buses on or trucks or whatever I want to put on it. Now I actually had one of these trailers, I think it was... been a while since I sold it, but I had one of these trailers because I had bought one by itself for a Durastar semi-truck I had bought a while back, but it turns out it didn't fit the hookup on the Durastar, so I ended up not needing it and I actually sold it. But this truck and the trailer came in a lot, and if you remember 14, the Bluebird International, the Herpa, that's what it came with. And then over here we've got the Western Star tow truck. Actually got a new one. This one was given to me by Adam for, I think it was my birthday. Maybe it was Christmas. I think it was my birthday. But anyways, beautiful truck. I love the blue. Definitely these tow trucks right here work great with the HO scale buses in my opinion. So definitely, if you have an HO scale fleet, I'd recommend one if you can't find a wrecker that you like. So yeah, that is it for the semi-trucks and all that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the HO scale fleet. It's definitely gotten bigger, more buses. I actually, as you guys know, I sold off a bunch last year because I thought I was going to have to buy 50, and then it started growing again. And actually, you guys saw the bus numbered 59. That's been taken out of service. I'll probably end up selling that within the next few weeks. So, yeah. Like I said, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think.